Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Reactualization of Al-Farabi's philosophy. Introduction. One of the studies in Islamic philosophy is to revive the history of thinkers and work. One of which is the reactualization of Al-Farabi's philosophy. In Dr. Nunu Burhanuddin MA, who the author made the material for this review. The method that I use is the library method, namely the journal created by Dr. Nunu Burhanuddin with the title Reactualization of Al-Farabi's philosophy. The result of the author this review are as follow. A. Brief biography and intellectual map of Al-Farabi. Al-Farabi full name is Abu Nasir Muhammad Ibnu Tarkan Ibnu Al-Zalat. He was born in 870 AD and died in Damascus at the age of 80, to be precise in December 950 AD. B. Reactualization of philosophy. In this section, two important terms. The term reactualization comes from the actual meaning that exists in reality, and the word actualizes the meaning to make something happen. These two roots come from the meaning of reactualization and reactualization to revive or re-realize. Mulyadi defines reactualization in this context as a depiction of the Islamic philosophical tradition to reveal the secrets behind its past glory and become a stepping stone in the present context. Reactualization in this paper is intended as an effort to renew understanding or as a hermeneutical process of understanding al-makruh or text for the reciter pustaka, which in this case is related to the philosophical tradition of Al-Farabi. C. Ideology criticism of Al-Farabi philosophy. The word ideology comes from the Greek word ide and logi. Ide come from idein, which means to see, while the word logics come from the word logos, which means word. The word logos come from the word legend, which means speaking, and logi, which means knowledge or theory. From this lexical sense, ideology is defined as a well-tened song or words view which give people the norm of right and wrong, punishment and legal prohibition in their sociological sense. D. Translation of Greek. Work the process of translate Greek manuscript into Arabic at the time of Caliph al-Ma'mun was a major scientific undertaking filled with ideological content. The Abbasid Caliphate was aware of the ideological ethics of defending his country with Mu'tazila rationality, which strengthened the position of reason as the most authoritative sort of knowledge. To strengthen the position of rationality, Caliph al-Ma'munisi the Greek translation of religion at the time of the entry of Islam to the religion of rationality. E. Harmony between philosophy and religion. Al-Farabi himself, he was the one who studied Greek philosophy and turned it into Arabic. There is no doubt that he received it in Islamic education, upheld the religion of Islam, was exposed to the spirit of rationality of Arab Islamic civilization, and live in the golden age of political, social, and cultural Islamic civilizations. Thus, it can be called that Al-Farabi has high material, spiritual, and intellectual qualifications so that anyone can pay perfect attention to the work he is doing. Therefore, the reader of the Greek text is not Al-Farabi personally, but the ancient Islamic civilization with all its social, political, historical, spiritual, and thought dimensions manifested in the personality of Al-Farabi. If Aristotelian logic, another cause of the widespread involvement of Aristotle's philosophy in Islamic thought is that of Islamic philosophers, particularly Al-Farabi. G. The problem of happiness. Al-Farabi discussion of the topic of happiness can be found in his two works entitled Tahsil al-Sa'adah, Achieving Happiness, and Al-Tanbih al-Sa'adah, or Building Happiness. In the fifth book, Al-Farabi argues that happiness is achieved through the attainment of moral and intellectual virtues, while in the last book he refers to happiness as the desire to the good for good itself, not because of a particular motive but because of desire. For him, happiness is the ultimate goal of every action. This means that someone who does any activity or action will try to achieve the goal of happiness. Likewise, individuals who are honest, sincere, diligent, helpful, and humble want to achieve this highest happiness. This is in line with the purpose for which humans were created by Allah, namely to get happiness. Precedence of philosophy over religion. Philosophy priority over religion apart from the continuation of religion. Al-Farabi also said that philosophy takes precedence over religion. In his book Kitab Al-Millah, book on religions, Al-Farabi provides an analogy between the division of philosophy and religion. He used this analogy to compare Greek development with Islamic thought. Al-Farabi writes, religion consists of theory and practice similar to philosophy. Theory in religion has two components. The first is a certain theory that applies traditionally and so the religious substance of religions, while the other is a theory that describes that religion. Religion which consists of false religion, al-milah al-dalah, and the Haqq's religion, al-milah al-fadilah. This view of Al-Farabi emphasizes of fundamental understanding of the harmony of philosophy and religion. This view is often used as a one as one argument against ideology and thought that take into account the contradiction between philosophy and religion. The ultimate state. The supreme state Abu Nasr al-Farabi would his think through the head of state and relied on all his interest on him. In his book Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah, Al-Farabi writes a separate article entitled Physical Rise Al-Madinah Al-Fadilah about the leadership condition of the Hicks countries. In this paper, Al-Farabi argues about leadership follow descendants of a good generation have perfect physical potential as well as perfect understanding and knowledge, are intelligent, agile, good memory, good speed, love knowledge, honest, trustworthy, defender of justice, optimistic, big-hearted, and avoid worldly pleasure. The concept of Al-Farabi as a qualification for Islamic leadership, intellectual true intellect, is one of the 10 intellect in cultivating nature. It is the point that connects servants with the Lord. It also serves as a law necessary for moral and social life. Conclusion. From the above description, it can be concluded that the intellectual legacy of Al-Farabi, with its various concentric circles, is a legacy of rationality and spirituality that unites humans to become a stepping stone to the future. The ideological criticism of Al-Farabi philosophy can provide a positive space and a more comprehensive understanding of its philosophical context. Some exist thought which is about solving life's problem and integrating ideological functions to deal with them. Through ideology criticism, interaction with Al-Farabi's philosophy allow us not only to trace his truths of thought but also to plan for a better future. Thanks, Miss. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.